my, Africa, hey, Africa, you sleep in mama land, hey, wake up mama land.
Listen my tune. Nze mbasaba tube mu gwange tonayenga tulowooza ng'abakulu twewale n'okuyiga obuyisaamu abo amafuzi abajjudde omululu. We must rise to the occasion and build a better world. Saba twejjukize emitima ffe Uganda ne Uganda yeffe. We are the country, we are the future, we are the change we badly need. We are the youngest population in the world, we stand a chance. We are the leaders of the future, and the future is today. If we only come together, we can change our destiny. Bopima kuche tuli mazimo chiraba, siwe tulina okuba Africa,
hey, Africa, you sleep in mama land.
Wake up, wake up,
hey, wake up mama land. Oh my,
Africa,
say
Africa,
you sleep in mama land.
Africa.
Awakening of Africa.
Awakening of Africans under the status quo.
The continent is still struggling to post-independent problems,
Poverty,
ignorance,
and diseases,
instead of solving the same
the
problems,
setup era,
which are equally retrogressive to the inhabitants of African nations.
corruption,
And impunity.
Africa,
Africa,
Africa has failed. Is this the Africa that Nelson Mandela wanted?
is this the Africa that Thabo Mbeki wanted?
Is this Africa that Marcus Garvey
Is
wanted?
this the Africa that Patrice Lumumba wanted?
Is this the Africa that Kwame Nkrumah
Is
wanted?
this Africa that Haile Selassie dreamt
Is
of?
this the Africa that Bolivia of Nyerere Tanzania wanted?
No, no, no. Africa has failed. Mama Africa is weeping.
But what can transform Africa?
What can transform its economic structures?
The very best have discovered a way to develop Africa.
The summit.
Yes, the summit.
Just that morning, a man was caught signing confidential documents.
Nobody except the head of state, Wagana Manuto, that great Omega, was supposed to say.
The government developed a strategy for all Africa.
If the summit adapted, Africa start developing immediately.
There will be no civil war.
The finality of election.
There will be no military coups.
There will be political stability. However, unknown to the summit,
There are several anti conspirators, some politics between Great Omega, and replace the rival strategy.
Alpha.
Their part, they say.
The only way to develop Africa.
Will the summit still go ahead and approve Omega?
Or should we turn around and approve fast Alpha instead?
Perhaps.
Perhaps
if it was a good, the choice matters.
now, journey does. We,
The THE-TRIOSTARS quality production.
all the way from Banjul, the capital city of Gambia, at the Pinnacle Hotel, does it bring to you?
Fathers of nations. And when it comes to Gambia, the land of Kunta
Banjul one evening. None of them did not know the trio about being one before. This will remain the case because unknowingly the hotel assigned them to different rooms on different floors in different ways. Now the first stranger to check in was a man that's about 60 years of age. His airline had retreated on the way back to his crown, but there it had no wireless. And he had this weird habit of smacking his lips. Whenever he talked, appearing to shape each word and add a voice to it later. When arrival, humanities required him to complete and sign a registration card at the hotel's front desk.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the team hotel.
Oh, thank you.
Can I have your name, please?
I'm Professor Karaja Kibani.
Let me check. You're attending the summit, right?
Of course.
The hotel has assigned you a room on the third floor of this east.
Which way, please?
This way, sir.
That way?
Yeah. No, that way, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Please welcome once again.
Thank you.
You'll find your keys there.
Thank you.
Next to sign in was yet another man aged about 70 years of age. He had a bushy mustache in which moments of speech lingered over his mouth. like a moth fighting to free its wings and fly away.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can I have your name, please?
My name is Comrade Gombile Melusi, a comrade and a citizen of Zimbabwe.
Comrade Ngobile Melusi. Welcome to the Fremont Hotel.
Thank you.
The hotel is assigned you a room on the 5th floor of this house, sir.
Which way, madam?
This way, sir.
Thank you.
Please welcome once again.
Thank you.
Now, yet another man checked in, a young man, he's about 50 years of age. Well, big and flabby, looked like a fair sumo wrestler. However, this feature was not evident because he had hidden eternal loose ropes with one of those front-leg capes which always flop to the other side by design and not flow. And there was something about his eyes. They narrowed into slits whenever he smiled, narrowed further when he relaxed, and completely vanished whenever he laughed.
Oh, praise the Lord. Amen. I am the only pastor here. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Yes, praise the Lord, madam. Yes, I am Pastor Chineke Chuamaka.
You're attending the summit, right?
Yes, yes.
Welcome to the Fremont.
I am a pastor of a church inside Africa. See, I live Nigeria.
Welcome to the Fremont Hotel.
Yes.
The hotel is assigned you a room on the 6th floor of this West Wing.
Oh, West Street.
This way.
Madam, may the glory of the Lord be with you.
Last to check in was yet another younger man, he's about 40 years of age. When his walk seemed to be motion powered by rebellion. Was it a gesture of protest against someone or something? Let us see.
Thank you so
Can I
much.
have your name, please?
Engineer Safe Day.
Say Shakir. Let me check. The hotel will assign you a room on the 3rd floor of this North Wing.
Thank you so much.
This
madam.
way, sir.
Yes,
And
thank you.
please welcome once again.
Thank you.
You'll find your keys there.
Now, Professor Karanja Kimani had been in his room when the phone there rang. He looked at his watch, not 7 o'clock yet. He looked outside of the window, pitched up already. How fast was the African night like a heavy rain of ink, he thought, and he picked up the phone.
Is that Professor Kimani? Hey, I had you pick up, so I know you're there. Look, I have an answered message for you from Agnes. Hello, are you still there, Professor Kimani?
Yes, I am here.
Good. Agnes' message for you is that you accept me as your guide while you're here. Now before you go worrying about arrangements, let me assure you that I will do everything I can to make your mission here a success. You are my word.
Yeah.
Listen. Right now, I just want to know that if you receive the briefcase that I left for you in your hotel.
Yes, I have received it just now, in fact, but I can't open. Did you scramble this lock perhaps?
It is 1, 2, 4.
I am sorry, what was that?
That was it, combination lock. Set the lock on top. The briefcase should open. Now, before you do anything foolish, first make sure that it contains all the items that you want to have. They are listed in a small sheet that you will find inside. Oh, Professor Kimani, that was an order. Obey, Professor Kimani. Obey. Excellent. Now, Professor Kimani, how much time do you need to equip yourself with the materials of the briefcase? 1 hour? 1 hour, it is. Good night, Professor.
Wait, I think you have forgotten something.
Will you forget?
I asked you, which is your real name?
On that, let's just say that I am your guide.
I meant your real name. This cocky educated Nigerian.
Comrade Ngobile Melusi got a similar call after. Pastor Chineke Chiamaka later, and of course Engineer Safety him last. To all the three, they said that failed to open their briefcases. And the caller gave them the same key, which is 1124. Now Dr. Fola, he had someone call him from behind. He stopped walking and turned to look. There she was. She wore a scarlet blouse, a black skirt and red high heels. Well, was she someone he could remember? He turned again to look. And there she was, it was Fiona Mackenzie.
Dr. Folabi, may I please have a word with you?
You work with me? Are you sure?
I'm sure all right. Meaning that you now follow me this evening.
All right, all right.
Dr. Folabi, 1 minute is all I take. Well, maybe 5 minutes at most.
1 minute, 5 minutes. What the difference, Miss Mackenzie?
My name is Mackenzie, Fiona Mackenzie, but you can call me Fiona. Wait, can I tell you something before I continue? Whenever you say my name is Mackenzie, people look at me quizzically, saying I need money for an explanation.
An explanation, and what is it, Miss Mackenzie?
I was adopted by Ian and Elspeth Mackenzie, Scottish missionary. They are in Edinburgh now, but were in Bonjour then. I was adopted when I was less than a year old. My parents are Gambian, but I will never see them. They died. Goodness of me, what am I saying? Dictating my own autobiography. Can you start business now? My name is start recording.
You are a reporter?
Yes, for the Gambian news.
Then how can I help you?
I would like to ask you a few questions here and
Of course, Renee. Why would I start you off? My name is Dr. Obiola Ofula. But you can tell me the name Obiola. That's my first name. Now take it from me.
I will. You say that Harvard University in United States of America and it is at Ibadan University in Nigeria. All these I got from the Campbell Group, failure of state. And when I heard that you are the Seamount Hotel, I decided to come and see you. Now, here I am. This is all funny.
Oh, funny?
Yes, I expected to see an academic scarecrow dressed in jeans. Here you are, a well-dressed person who might be as well a businessman.
Then I must be very sorry for having disappointed you, Miss Mackenzie.
40?
What?
Your age 40.
No, 45.
Dr. Folabi to my 35. One time I became the second Dr. Folabi. What you but I'm not joking.
Excuse me, Miss Mackenzie. Was there something else that you wanted us to talk about?
Yes, I was beginning to rumble on it. The African Hazel State will soon have the debate at Pineapple Hotel 2 streets from here. And I will be covering for the Gambian news and you will be the advisor. Could you give me the background of the debate and what will they have to the debate?
Well, they will be based on a document entitled West Omega. You see, not many years ago, 20 Nobel Laureates came up with a development strategy for all Africa. They found it in a document with that title. Now, Africa's ministers of land looked at it and they liked it. Now, Africa's heads of the state are gathered in Banjul to adopt it. That is the background study of it, and let's want to know the hard work and the victories.
Dr. Folabi, then what are your expectations of the summit?
What are my expectations? Do not get me started. I expect the summit to be a historic moment. You see, if the way Omega is going to be adopted, it will change the politics of Africa dramatically. You can imagine of Africa without political coups, without rigging of elections, without civil war, without fear.
Dr. Folabi, not all the Hazel states are level their fair players, feel out and out of the floor. They rose through military coups and regional election. They want to work for Omega, will they?
Miss Mackenzie, change is always like that. You see, some side of it are together to be arrangements. This one are sure to do that, they fight with the two. However, on the other side, it has challenges of the new arrangements. When new arrangements fight to replace old arrangements, do not fight them so hard, so as to win them.
Dr. Folabi, what did you just say?
So you are not listening to me, Miss Mackenzie. Let me say what I was going to say. Miss Mackenzie,
yes.
If Way Omega is going to be adopted, it will change our style of doing business. You can imagine of Africa without political coups, without civil wars, without rigging of elections. Who is even running now? Remember, I told you, do not get me started.
Yes, I remember. Yet you have your book, Failure of States. Can I ask you something? What makes you optimistic about African future now, and yet before you are pessimistic? Is it the content of Way Omega or the prestige of the author?
You just said that my book is pessimistic.
Yes, I did.
Was pessimistic really the one?
Oh, let me try again. What makes you optimistic and yet before you are pessimistic?
I heard you the very
Then
first time.
answer my question.
I thought I've met one of well-mannered journalists. Want to see one of those confused writers who confuse journalism with facts.
Dr. Folabi, you haven't answered my question.
Let me ask, what joy do you gain by being rude to those that hear? We'll have to see them explode and hang. We have just met the right hand that has offended.
Oh, let me try again. Then what brings you to this summit?
Correction. I did not come. I was invited. That is to say, the president wanted me. Repeat, the president wanted me. So they saw a heading of my book that you dismiss as pessimistic. And now they wanted me to assure them that it agrees with Way Omega. Well, let me put it this way. One further note, why should I explain my book before anyone else? of all the people at that place, reporter from Zambia.
Gambia.
Whatever.
Oh, Dr. Fola, then go through your book and give me a specific example of where your make agrees with the book.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Yes.
Come to office right away.
Okay, right
There's
away.
some work you need to do here.
Okay, sir. Dr. Folabi, the silly boss wants me back to the office. I have to go with only one word. Could you give me the specific example that you're about to give me?
Miss McKinsey.
Yes.
A man that you claim to be a boss called. So I must compress my example into one.
Dr. Folabi, you know bosses don't want to be kept. And is it okay if I see you next time?
Absolutely not.
Then what do you suggest?
I do suggest that you go and read my book, not just the cover. Right?
Okay, sir.
Excuse me, I too must be off.
49 heads of state were in Banjul, Gambia for the summit. All looked happy, and why not? Had they not escaped free from troublemakers back in their country? They looked ahead of them and stayed free from trouble here in Gambia, where everyone kept calling the land of Kunta Kinte. Now for Gambians, though, the presence of so many dignitaries was not fun, because here before the dignitaries finally arrived, bulldozers were dispatched at night in slum clearance activities which demolished roadside kiosks at which all families depended on their livelihood. Now when the visitors finally arrived, water taps at which all neighborhoods just queue to get buckets of water dry up, because now all water has to be channeled to water fountains built to mesmerize the visitors. Now catastrophes can even happen in summits. In Banjul, to prevent them from happening was a joint cooperation between the Minister of Defense and the Minister of Internal Security. And now it still relied the Gambia's duty to confer to each head of state his due respect, and this is known as protocol, where this relied in the Minister of Internal Cooperation and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And now Gambia was not just hosting 10 guests, it was hosting 9 heads of state. So there are reasons. Ethiopia and Eritrea might seem one country, but their presidents rarely see eye to eye. So they should not be seated next to each other. And they all continue to reason. Kenya and Tanzania agree more often than they disagree. So their presidents should be seated next to each other where they can keep on chatting away in Swahili. Now what do hosts do at state banquets where guests are definitely many? They follow the United Nations protocol. When like the United Nations seating arrangement, they ignore rumors about who is speaking and not speaking to who. And they simply place everyone in alphabetical order. And our alphabetical seating arrangement has one huge advantage, because there is now only one way of seating everyone. And a major disadvantage of alphabetical seating is that Algeria and Angola will always get their best seats up from next to the high table, where if the lights of the system fail, then they can still follow the proceedings. And now it also means that Zambia and Zimbabwe will always get the worst seats where they are at the back. If the system of the lights fail, then big problem. So Zambia and Zimbabwe can complain however much they want, but their seats just have to be there, way back there at the back. Now it still remain 2 questions. In which clause should each president and his delegation have? And this question was simple. They simply followed the United Nations protocol. Once more, Algeria and Angola came under A and received the top clause, followed by Burkina Faso and Botswana under B. And now attention, ladies, the Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast did not came under I, it came under C because its official name is Côte d'Ivoire, followed by Djibouti under D. And once more attention, ladies, the Federal Republic of Nigeria did not came under F, it came under N because its official name is Nigeria. And also, obviously, Zambia and Zimbabwe came under Z, the last. And now it still remained one question. How many rooms per each delegation should each president have? And this question can seem easy, but it was not. And Gambians can be very clever. They assume that all delegations having arrived in Gambia were all equal, whether big or small. And this assumption enabled them to divide the number of rooms by the number of delegations. And the result was 4 rooms per each delegation, and that was that case closed. Now, a mobile phone rang in the Siemens Hotel West Wing. Pastor Chineke Chamaka answered him. The caller had phoned him early and identified himself as his guide. He was calling now, saying to see how things were, and the time was 9 p.m.
Oh, Pastor Chiamaka, is everything going okay?
Of course, everything is going okay.
You looked yet at the contents of your brief?
Yes, I did.
Then you saw a letter from Agda.
Yes, yes.
I'll translate shortly. First tell me, what other items did you find in your brief?
I saw a copy of Great Omega, and the recruitment strategy that was carried by Nobel laureates in Africa to end African misery, and an African head of state that was at the Banjul summit.
Go on.
I saw a copy of Path Alpha. A development strategy that Abner believes is a spiritual answer for Great Omega, and that it must to slip in and replace Great Omega.
Good. Agda wants you to be fully familiar with the board document.
Yes.
Continue.
I saw some leaflets, pamphlets, and from Agda.
Keep those. What else?
I saw this mobile phone that I'm using now, sir.
Well, excellent. Now keep that mobile phone at all times. Day and night.
Yes.
Rain or shine.
Yes.
From now on, I'll be calling you over even unexpectedly, but only through this number. So always have the mobile phone on. Like your hotel phone. This is completely secure, which means I can talk to you on easy.
Sir, will you tell me your real name?
My real name? My real name what?
If I need to do so, I need to contact you when I need arises, sir.
I need to do so arises. I will contact you.
Hey! You can contact me when I can't contact you. What's the matter? Are you afraid that I surprise you?
Shut your mouth.
What did you just say?
You heard me. Now get this. I want you to obey me. Don't argue with me. You will not talk back to me like that.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Ready? So, Pastor Chairman, let me say what I was going to say if you let me do so. What I was going to say is, I was going to say that it will be best that I keep on initiating all communication between us. Look, you and I are supposed to be working together. We are on the same mission.
Why don't you tell me your real name?
I won't, because our mission is still at a delicate stage. For that reason, you'd rather get whom I am this until I tell you otherwise. Just call me your guy. Needless to say so, I won't let you see my face either, but you will hear my voice. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
Why should I trust you, sir?
Ah, yes. Why should you trust me? Well, go back to the letter from Agda. It has the answer. I thought you are not to have less faith in him just because he invests himself only by his allies of your guide, the head of the court. That difference is to me, Pastor Chineke Chiama. That is why you should trust me, okay? Pastor Chineke Chiama,
yes,
was
sir.
that all that you're going to ask?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine, let's go back to Wave Omega and Path Alpha. As I said earlier on, Pastor Chiama, I want you to be fully familiar with the board document. Are you, Pastor Chiama?
Yes, I am, sir.
Then there isn't any more left for me to ask.
Yes.
Oh, actually there is. I was there an hour ago.
You were where an hour ago?
Get charged the point. I saw you in the bar of the Steamer Hotel.
Yes, I was there taking a paper.
Pepsi, is that right?
Do you know, Mr. Weber, you need to get into my now. You can walk directly and I identify you, but I can't. What were you doing here anyway? Are you spying on me?
I think it would be best if you apologize to me, Pastor Chiama.
Apologize for what? For you spying on me?
What business had you been in the bar, Pastor Chiama?
My goodness, I had no business in the bar.
You are the...
Goodness, me was just a soft drink.
So you say, good night now, Pastor.
So Comrade Melusi took it, another one rang in the Simmons is doing Karanja Kimani took it, and the last one rang in the Simmons notebook. It was safe that he spoke to the caller. It was now 11 p.m. Now let me tell you the story of Professor Karanja Kimani. Now Karanja Kimani joined the University of Nairobi directly as a senior lecturer, and even before taking off, he was already flying. Now there was a reason behind this. Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania had just dismantled the University of East Africa. Now Kenya is part of the university, which was now renamed Nairobi University, had found itself with a vacancy that had to be filled immediately in its Institute of Development Studies. Now Karanja Kimani, who had just finished his education at the Oxford University, wrote to them saying he wanted to fill it. And to make sure he filled it for sure, the university raised its entry point from that of a lecturer to that of a senior lecturer. He came, and after that, he launched a very noisy debate saying that the University of Nairobi should be an agent of change and not just the aspirator of his own. He launched yet another war and he won the war. He did not care. After all, he's architecting the war that he has started in one. But also won him the heart of a campus beauty queen, and her name was Asia. Good. Now, he had married her on a very rainy Saturday with claps of thunder and flashes of lightning. How then marriage contributed
contribute to academic success, professorships soon followed, and after these achievements, Karanga Kimani was fulfilled. Had anyone told him that his life was going to change completely, he would have flipped himself upside down. Now, truly, all these men to Tunisia, a country believed to be a home of conception. Her father, he goes there for a conference, and her mother for a ride.
Julie, my daughter. Julie, my daughter.
Yes, Dad.
Where are you? Julie. Donors was for the forces behind it. What they did was to gang up on Africa. Look here, Africa. They say with one voice, we no longer get aid from us unless we change this, that, or the other. Understand?
Oh, Dad, what did Africa do?
Africans did as they were taught. Mind you, the donors did well to hang us. Why not for them would still be reciting our foolish glitches about growing our own development strategies?
Oh, Dad, you're not enjoying your eyes, are you?
Oh, it is very cold, Tony. It's very cold. Sally, let's change this capitalized success. And when at last they come, people go on a rampage to make up for the time that they think they have lost. Nowhere was this rampage is more evident than in the parliament, the very institutions that epitomized change. Nowhere was excess more seen than the rules that the government, the parliament itself stood.
Oh, Dad, the parliament stayed the book?
Yes, and it did it successfully. Look, the year I started teaching, MPs still earned less, and I repeat, less than we professors. Now each MP is raking up 100 times. I repeat, 100 times the income of a professor. It is still getting worse. You see, salaries by MPs consist of income by professors consist of salaries which is taxable, whereas income by MPs as long as it will be taxable. Both the rise of income and exemption of the income from taxation come into play.
But Dad, I thought they were the poor over.
Think again. You see, soldiers could stay good, but not only soldiers, but even lawmakers. These latter coups are even more pleasant. Yes, it is. But why is that? This is because lawmakers make those rules. Mind you, moral does not even moral. Yes, does not even normal. Does not even mean normal. Yeah.
Oh, Dad, it does not?
It does not. You see, what the MPs need to do is to amend the existing constitution by inserting in it a very tiny clause. Since God himself cannot change the salaries the MPs give to themselves, then neither can we.
Oh, Dad, is that really possible?
Yes, it is. You see, after that has happened, the parliament that brought about the new wages becomes irreversible. Now you see parliaments that worse than armies.
Worse than armies?
Yes. Listen to me. You see, soldiers can stay good, but they are not accepted to do that. This is because they are not lawmakers. That is what I mean.
Dad, when times of elections come, the electors vote them outright?
Yes, just as when rain comes, water washes off the spots of the electorate.
Oh, Dad, I don't understand. What do you mean?
Then listen to me. You see, in Africa, new MPs are like old MPs, no? They are much more like the old MPs and even worse. This is because when they come into power, they raise their own salaries more than the old MPs. See, in Africa, tyranny by presidents replaced by tyranny with MPs. And the French have always ended it right. They say the more things change, the more things remain the same. And in our case, we say, Msijumpia, nani wale wale.
Oh, you already said on one.
Oh, correct.
Oh, but Dad, have you not going into politics?
Me going to politics?
Yes, Dad.
No. Politics isn't for me. Teaching is, isn't it?
Yes.
Teaching is for me. Oh, we go up? This way. Yes, this way.
No longer was it a marginal activity, it had now developed into a fully vanished industry. And the transport sector, it meant vehicles having not touched me unto the gadgetry. And in the industry sector, it meant holding seminars about safety and so on. Now truly all this means, and now truly,
viewed this growth in guarding disapproval, to which he added contempt. He started to appeal of the state to protect his citizens about their rights. However, his daughter held a more practical view.
See ya, my wife.
Yes, my husband.
See ya, see ya, see ya.
My husband. My husband.
I told you teaching is for me.
Yes. My husband.
Yes, see ya. Please have a seat.
Thank you, my husband. Hey, my
Oh.
dad.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, very important.
Yes, no. Mom and Dad, you want to know something clever that I did today?
Of course.
Well, I admitted a seminar on personal safety. That's what I did.
Tony, and to call that clever.
Yes.
Tony, safety isn't a safety isn't a clever thing we do by attending seminars. It is a necessity that the government should provide for us.
It can't.
Tony, then safety becomes a private arrangement we need to make for ourselves.
See ya. What these private arrangements will do is to exempt us from what our taxes oblige us to. Look at teacher the way you want. Look at teacher. The next thing you would say is that you want to hire your own army. So what will be remaining for the state to do?
Oh, what you really said, Dad. But if you change the one and give it the other service advantage of it, some of us need to follow it step that will ensure personal safety.
Go on, Tony.
Well, such precautions against male violation. Over 2/3 of women in this world are experiencing on themselves or on others. That's what the same sector told us.
Tony, don't mind your father. Go on.
Well, she told us there are 3 reasons why we women are easy prey.
Yes?
Yes, the same sector was a woman. First reason is lack of awareness. As a woman, you should be aware of where we are and also what is going on around us. Second reason is the look of weakness and helplessness. Instead of looking weak and helpless, we should appear strong and in control. Third reason is attempting to be safe. We should stop walking alone in bad neighborhoods or also using stairs while they're elementary. That's what she told us.
Another slow day in the office. June, you already knew that.
Oh, Dad, it's not about knowing. It's about doing it. It's about we women protecting ourselves against criminals. Male criminals.
Tony, don't mind your father. You know this. Continue.
Oh, Mom, you not like it.
Why?
Because it's what you do and yet we should not do it.
Why was I like this?
Mom, after doing an errand shopping or whatever women like doing, most of the women like going in their cars, then they stay there for a while.
I do not.
Mom, you do it.
I don't.
Never do it, Mom. Instead, go in the car, lock all the doors, then drive off, Mom. What if the predator is watching me and has cornered you with a gun?
But the predator has a gun. You must comply.
Wrong, Mother.
I said you comply, Tony. You should listen to me.
Mom, there's something such as says why it makes sense for you to run away instead.
Tony, I'm your mother and I said you comply.
Okay, Mom. What if you're driving and the predator is sitting next to you?
I said you comply. I do not want to listen this from you.
Mom, crash the car.
But why would we crash the car? It's the only car that you have.
Mom, crash it hard. Mom, please will demoralize the predator with the surprise and you're not going to run away.
Object and here's another moving object. Now the drivers of both vehicles both escaped both run away to escape from justice. So to make money, ladies is not that an act of male violence. Male violence of course could have given her a lot of statements about self-safety and so on. To make money died in a street road accident in a minibus under a truck trailer. Now mother and father were inconsolable and during their daughter's battle, in a way to escape all the grief about their daughter's death. Now grief sharing now brought about all about self-recovery.
In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on the beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on the beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by.
sisters, you all gathered here for the burial of God's faithful servant, Tony Karanja. Will the Almighty God give the family strength over this time? Let us offer our prayer. Almighty God, God of mercy and compassion, we bring to you your faithful servant Tony Karanja. Lord, at the same time in the ground, you have given us the harvest of eternal life. Grant, we beseech you, that you may help us, give us the strength in this time, give the family the strength in this time, that they live alive, God, and dare to sing. In your mercies, may you turn the joys of everlasting life. May you turn the sorrows of parting their loved ones into the joy of everlasting life. Lord, as you said in the book of St. Luke, chapter 24, the two men, Cleopas and his counterpart, it was necessary for you to die so that you may raise up in glory. We pray that in the same way, you take up your servant Tony Karanja in your glory as Christ died and rose again. Eternal rest grant unto your faithful servant, O Lord, and let your perpetual light shine upon Tony Karanja. May her death and death of all the faithful servants rest in peace. We pray this through the name of Jesus Christ, trusting and believing. Amen.
The young men are living now, and their train is waiting now. They will take me up my body over there. In the land of paradise, where there is no surprise, no sorrows, no worries at all. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. She had seen a very young man going places, and now she was seeing a very old man going nowhere. She's very old now, right? She was going nowhere as well. So one day, as she woke up feeling rejected, this time not about Tuni, but about her husband Karanja Kimani. But she loved him all of a sudden. She didn't have enough out of her group. She still mocked and mocked. She still worked and worked. And so one day when they had climbed the bed for the night, she dropped the ball.
Karanja, my husband.
Yes.
Karanja, my husband, I'm leaving.
What do you mean by you are leaving?
I said I'm leaving.
You said what?
I said I'm leaving because Newborn Walomu has asked me to marry him.
Newborn Walomu?
Yes, Newborn Walomu has really asked me to marry him.
Sia. Why? Sia. Why? Let me tell you. If you are leaving because of this money does not tell us. What I am trying to mean is this. Those who are rich even have their own share of problems. Here, please.
How dare you? How dare you, Karanja? For you have done over 30 years without money, and you have the guts to tell me that I'm leaving you because of money. How dare you?
What I am trying to say is the rich have your problem plus more problem from your wealth.
How do you know that? You've never tested the test of money. How will you know that? How will you know that money does not guarantee happiness?
Surely is this the right time for us to part?
Yes, I'm leaving you because Newborn has money and continue staying there with your poverty.
So this is so soon after the death of our daughter Tuni. Why?
Please don't bring Tuni into this. Please don't bring Tuni into this. Let my daughter be. Tuni could be alive if you had money and a proper car.
But Tuni didn't die in her own car.
Let me tell you, Karanja, Tuni could be alive if you had a real car.
What happened to Couples aging gracefully? He's 60. Really? Good time for us to part.
So you mean I could have left earlier before I turned 60? And let me tell you, Karanja, I'm going to Newborn where happiness is. Let me tell you, Mr. Karanja, money guarantees happiness. you for whatever we had, but I'm leaving you. Poverty, I cannot live, I can't continue living in poverty.
Just left me because of you on alone.
Now, too bad from Professor Karanja Kimani, Asia left the following morning. Now, a secretary young and pretty met Professor Karanja Kimani at the entrance and smiled with him. Now, Professor Kimani later realized the smile had nothing to do with him, so the remainder of the joke that was floating in the air whenever he came in. And to become a proof of that, there was yet another lady who was smiling, but this one was smiling with her eyes open. So later that day, Karanja Kimani went to visit the Euro alone to confront him and ask him why he had stolen his wife from him. Let's see.
Hey, I want to see you go along.
But you can't see him at the moment. He's busy.
No. How's the way? I want. Hey, wait,
Lisa.
wait, boy.
What are you doing?
You fat baboon. Hey, Karanja, this is my office. And you use nothing but civil language when you are here. You understand? Drop and keep up. You. Karanja, what's your turn? I want to hear about your language again. Karanja, is there something specific you can speak about? Well, have a seat. Keep it. Fine. Stand up forever if you like. See if I care. Oh, Karanja, let me guess. You can trust me once by yourself, my guy. I am asking, why do you want to steal my wife? The time I used to steal money, you're true. But you prefer steal Karanja? Karanja, you know when a cat enters a pigeon, it kills all the pigeons when they are. Not only those that it hits. And what you call stealing, a professor in Texas says that lots of people do it. Ahivyo, livyo. And that's how the cookie crumbles, Karanja. Malong, yes, Karanja. I have 3 beautiful wives, and all of them are young. I'm young, they'll still be the day I die, Karanja. You know the saying, Aripun, there's green grass in its mouth. Karanja, and let's use your term stealing. You know, my Texas guy says that 30% of the British do steal marriage partners from their spouses, Karanja. 30%. That's a lot of spouse stealers there, wouldn't you say? And let's look at the Americans. Americans are not great spouse stealers at all, because they're only checking at a mere 17%, way behind the British. In fact, to cut the long story short, the Brits know this business, because they come in at a whole 40%, Karanja. 40%! Yeah, Karanja, 40! Oh no, you're passing the line. Karanja, fast! First,
deposing a member of parliament, and the university policy by demoting him back to his position as a senior lecturer. Now, this was said was to be a punishment for disgracing the university in the eyes of the public, and 6 months of jail then followed, and he was released. And as he was walking back to his home, his career was all he could think about, and it was doomed beyond revival. Now, Fiona Kimani was in his room, worried from lack of sleep, a recurring problem now. He grumbled all the way to the door, and there was a man standing who was looking from side to side, as if an enemy had been following him. Why didn't people just stay in their doors at this night? Fiona Kimani had thought to himself. Now, let's have a look.
Is this the house of Professor Karanja Kilmani? Yes. A lot about you, but we've never met. Here's my card. I'm tired. Tired? Long way.
So, Mr. Longway, how may I help you?
Oh, Samak, also known as Samak Deche. Does that name perhaps ring a bell to you?
Perhaps it does, perhaps it does not.
So Samak, as you know, lives in South Africa. But now, last year, the government of South Africa called him. He arranged a coup in Equatorial Guinea, and the government of South Africa held him and fined him $100 million. And that a 4-year jail sentence that was immediately suspended.
So, Mr. Longway, you are saying Mr. Thatcher's attempted coup in Equatorial Guinea was of what relevance in you attending here this morning?
Actually, I wasn't saying there was any such relevant Professor K money, but it's right for you to suppose that I was. You follow what I mean?
Of course.
Then perhaps you should come in and explain to you for a moment.
And please be brief.
I'll be brief, Professor King money. Now, Professor Kim, as I was saying, all of African presidents ever done is right on our backs. Is that right? Yes, I mean, we must stop them from doing that as Africans.
So, I'm sorry, did you say us African?
Yes, you see, I'm just a South African. I will step back home and say African. So don't go judging me by the kind of mentality.
I'm sorry, I saying that to a second.
Thank you. Now, Professor K, as I was saying, we must not let our African leaders keep riding on our backs and wretching our lives. All our lives are all that we got. Now, back at independence, they told us our problems were three: poverty, ignorance, and disease. And they promised to eradicate all of them. Now, decades later, have I eradicated even one? Now, in fact, I'm going to add a fourth: corruption. And this time, you don't hear saying, promising they're going to eradicate it. Because of its primary beneficiaries, they meant to keep it. As a result, people have taken the cue from them and embraced corruption. As a Professor K, I get sick every time I hear our president telling our police officers to stop taking bribes. Why should I stop? Why should I stop when the presidents are the ones taking bigger bribes? And I'll tell you something else, Professor K, who said our presidents are busy adding a fifth problem right under our noses: impunity. And this time, we don't hear them promise you to eradicate it. Why? Because of its primary beneficiaries, they meant to keep it. And you can see how far they have gone with it, but they are reluctant to punish offense. Now, will they change? No. For it to change, there must be an agency with a will to change.
Oh, so you mean there is an agency with a will to change Africa?
Yes, AJJA. Make that for the Agents for Governance and Development in Africa.
Oh, that was your cover.
No. That's our think tank. You see, Professor K, as presidents keep riding on our lives and wrecking our lives. You say public discontent accumulates, and it later becomes anger, later rage, and eventually fury. Even at fury, it doesn't really produce change. Fury tends to express itself in random acts of violence. These acts of violence tend to cancel each other instead of adding up. For them to bring change, they must add up. Now, Professor Kimani, enter add. Our mission at AJDA is to question Africa's status quo. We ask ourselves, what will it take to develop Africa, to develop this continent? Or are the human effort out of the task, or do we even need supernatural power? Or will Africa ever develop? And along the way we come along another question. Are African leaders helping or impeding Africa development agenda? I have not confessed.
You see, and what if I think you are really confused because I am a teacher. I am not that much that activity.
So you say a teacher is an activist. May I tell you why, Professor K in mind?
No.
You say a teacher's job is to coach people towards a better future, and an activist's job is to coax them towards that future. Now the two things are said they overlap, and yes, they do. But there may be some differences between your methods and ours. There's some similarities between your ultimate objective and ours. But just know, if your worry is about the differences, know that we'll always take your recommendations towards a path that we'd like you to follow.
Did you say that there is a path you'd like me to follow?
Yes, path alpha. Path what? Alpha. You say, path alpha is strategically built on the idea I told you earlier. While public discontent tend to cancel each other. Now, alpha corrects that anomaly. And mobilizing civil discontent into will to change. Mobilizing civil discontent into will to change. That is our motto. Unless there's will to change, there'll be no change. It's all in here. So says the law of will.
So, why did
you say because you fit the profile of a path alpha traveler to achieve, and the correct term is traveler, not adequate. Professor K. Money, they do have a world of difference.
Oh, I see.
I say we learned all this from a history, Professor K. Money. From a history, we looked at your past of the idea.
From? Did you mean you?
Yes, you think we have it?
How?
You say, now, we chose you because you fit the profile of a path alpha traveler. And the profile of a path alpha traveler has two goals. One, you have to believe in path alpha. And second, you have to have the drive to pursue goals and the tenacity to stick with them. I would say these two qualities, Professor K. Money, are indispensable. And path alpha is a noble cause. Now, what do you say?
I'll think about it.
Oh, so now, suppose, will you join us?
What will I be recommended to do?
You said there'll be a lot of world of time for me to answer that question for you. For now, we just need two things. First of all, if you decide to join us,
yes,
we'll want you to come to our orientation in Cape Town, South Africa, to our headquarters. And second, we want you to attend the next summit of the African Heads of State to be held soon in Banjul, the Gambia.
Wait, me attend a summit when I am not even allowed to be near the Gambia?
Don't worry, Professor K. Money, but AGDA will provide observer status for you. Now, what do you say?
I'll think about it.
I don't know, let that document still in your mind for the rest of the day as you do other things. Then at night, mull it over it, drink it over your shades, check it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Okay.
Have a good time with K. Money.
That was long way.
Yes.
Don't wind yourself of not having tea in my place.
It's okay.
You see, my wife was stolen by another baboon.
I'm sorry. I like Kenya, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Miss McKinsey, the Voice of America, the VOA, thanks the Gambian news public in what it runs. You see, the new policy of VOA have given us the news group of professionals on their newspaper group of professionals. So our people is saying you have not gone very far. And we too, we are not selfish. We hope that you enjoy your stay here.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Positive.
The reason you arrived from the United States of America is this man has just hit our communication show. He will be your new communication technician. This man is Nicholas Sedner. Nicholas Sedner, you have a
My name is Fiona Mackenzie, but you can call me Fiona.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Mackenzie. Formalities is that the district reporter.
When did you arrive in Gambia?
Oh, yesterday.
Then welcome to our country.
Thank you.
Miss Mackenzie.
Yeah.
To see Africa's health of the table without adopt a common development policy for all Africa. That is the great story that I was telling you that can't wait. Miss Mackenzie, we chose you basically for 2 reasons. One, you are known for profession. You exercise God in arms.
I'll do my best, sir. If I may ask, what kind of VOA backup should I expect?
What kind of a VOA backup should you expect? That's what this man comes in. Nicholas Sentinel, jumping cowboy.
Thank you, Mr. Mani. Mr. Mackenzie, I hope you don't mind me asking this. Did you study Britain or something?
Yes, Scotland.
Edinburgh? Oh, I mean, gee, your accent. I'm good. Yeah, let's get started. I heard you ask what kind of VOA backup expect. For sure, I expect all the help you need from my area. Wireless communication. How do you know what wireless communication is?
No, tell me.
It involves all modes of non-wired message transmission like the cell phones, and for folks with British heritage like you have the mobile phones. Even though there are some problems, you have the problem of the random of normal shadowing.
And the bottles?
Miss Mackenzie, all these 9 years, were you really with me?
Mr. Nick, where is this niche of this wireless business located?
It's up there.
How do you do that?
It's up there. I use a real-time replacement atomic analyzer. Think of it as a finite array of radio waves all the way from 0 to infinity. This is to enable the silent listener to catch all things, Miss Mackenzie. With that swift thought of mine, I can monitor zillions of messages a day.
Mr. Nicholas, I don't think you have anything to add, but Fiona Mackenzie, she's one of us. Tell us all your records, including private dials.
Boss, but as an intended bonus stop.
Goodness me, meaning if you eavesdrop on people's conversation, what happened to privacy?
Miss Mackenzie, I don't break into people's bed. All I do is no? I even don't start. The silent listener does start.
What has it done for you lately?
What happened to your privacy? Now you want to hear from me.
An answer, please.
Well, as soon as I arrived yesterday, I set up my silent listener. Miss Mackenzie, you see, gatherings like the summit who have security. So, as soon as I arrived yesterday, I just set up my silent listener with the task of watching out for those creatures. The silent listener had to record when it heard the word summit. You see this as it is a hard thing to put a head to, and then the silent listener started recording the word summit.
Well?
Then, in order to do that, I had to limit myself to record knowledge of disguises.
What disguises?
These are called which mask someone's identity. For example, take a listen. Gamma, this is kappa. Over and in. Kappa, this is gamma. You copy. Simple stuff like that, and then the silent listener starts recording. Miss Mackenzie, even I play for you some bumper fingers, and then you'll be shocked how the silent listener got that information, even though it was not out of class. Boss and I will do that later.
Don't worry where you're coming from. So wonderful when people meet. Down in Africa, the land of the sun, with born sensei every night and day. I was born in Africa.